Hello everybody and welcome to my library where safety is #1 priority, and today I'm going to be telling you how to cover up marks and repair yellow pages commonly found on manga. Alright guys, today we're going to start with Dragon Quest Volume 1. Marks on pages is kind of what we're looking at today. Marks on books in general, but there's this little stamp. You can barely make it out because it kind of blends in with the color of the pages. But that's a Japanese stamp. I don't even know what it's for. I've got a couple books that actually have that. This book is Japanese, so the stamp, I mean, it came from Japan. It's a Japanese stamp. I don't know what it's for. Other than that, there's no marks or anything. There's a sticker on the back cover inside this little thing, but I don't know what that is for either, because I am not Japanese. But if anyone has any ideas, let me know about that. Another thing that's really common, especially for used books, are the library stamps. And you get these on the tops of the pages to identify the different libraries that they came from. So this I bought through Amazon, and because it was out of print, and it came with this thing across the top. It had a bunch of other stickers. I've taken them off since, but there's that one. Another common mark for pages are the remainder marks, and most manga actually have them on the bottom of the book. As opposed to most actual other books, because I believe that the front cover's here, so they just mark them all the same way. Usually they're supposed to be on the tops of books, and it means, I'm pretty sure it means that we can't sell it, or that stores can't sell it for retail price anymore. They have to discount it. So there's that black mark there. So those are the man-made marks. Now, the other marks that we've got are just traditional, just regular wear and tear on manga. That's just the yellowing of the pages. This is caused by, I'm pretty sure they're caused by UV rays, and just over time all the pages will yellow, and they're not yellow inside because the book's closed. The UV rays can't get to them there, but they're definitely different. You can see, kind of see like that, the yellow here versus the regular page mark here, or the color there. So why does it do this? UV rays mainly from the sun, from fluorescent light bulbs. So don't use fluorescent light bulbs in your library. If you have that option, I would choose not to. Use incandescent, which will still give you some UV rays, but not a lot. Or I use LEDs in my library. They last forever, and there's no UV rays whatsoever. So the other thing is just the paper quality in general. If you use a poor quality paper, it's more susceptible to yellowing. So like the first volume of Dragon Ball is fairly yellowed. But then you have stuff like, this is the first volume of Blam, published by Tokyo Pop. And it's not as yellow actually as Dragon Ball. And Dragon Ball is significantly older. Tokyo Pop paper is, in my opinion, the same as Shonen Jump's, but again, it's just due to sunshine, to the UV ray exposure. But like I said before, different companies will use different quality paper. So then we have stuff like Soul Eater, which uses a very high quality paper because they're yen press. Yen press has very whites, very blacks, very high quality paper. I think that's why they justify charging $13 for them. So there's all of those kind of as comparison. And then you get stuff like Vertical. This is Gundam The Origin, the first volume of that. And it is exceptionally white paper. The camera's not doing it justice, but it's very white because the paper isn't the regular matte finish paper. The whole thing's very glossy, very shiny. You can kind of see right here. And of course they've got color pages. I mean, the book's $30, so it better be a freaking great ass quality. But so there's that. The other thing is more to the testament of just that time will destroy the books. This is an old volume of No Need for Tenchi. And this is an old volume of Blade of the Immortal. And I checked earlier, these were both published the same year. So you would imagine that they would have very yellow pages, but you would be wrong. They're both very, very white colored pages here, especially compared to, let's take out Dragon Ball again. Like, damn, you guys. So if Dragon Ball is old, but No Need for Tenchi is an older print, and Blade of the Immortal is an older print, why And again, the answer is that these have a better quality paper than Dragon Ball. Back in the day, Shonen Jump or Viz Comics was producing on very high quality paper, but then they started like upping production. They had to get them out faster. So that's where we get stuff like Dragon Ball, this smaller size manga here, and kind of what manga has turned into over the years. Honestly, though, the yellowing isn't a problem to me, especially when it's done uniformly. So this is Astro Boy, my collection of Astro Boy. I've got more on the shelf. I just grabbed a couple of them here. But they're all the same. And that doesn't really bother me because they're all the same. And so they're on the shelf and they're all the same. So to me, it's fine. Like, honestly, the yellow doesn't bother me one bit. It does, however, bother me when it yellows weirdly. And what I mean by that is, so let's pull Soul Eater back over here. This is that great white volume of Soul Eater, right? Well, this is volume 2, and then we have volume 3, and this is the white, and this is exceptionally yellow again. So what can be done? One issue is, like I said, change your lighting. Make sure that they're not exposed to sun, to fluorescent lights or incandescent lights. Try to, if your shelves are adjustable, make sure that you adjust the shelves so that only barely a small, teeny tiny bit of light can get in, like you see here. But all that aside, what can be done? One answer is a lot of Japanese books actually have colored pages on the sides of the book. Now, this is Vampire Hunter D. It's actually not Japanese. It's done by Digital Manga, and the same people who do Berserk. Not Japanese, but it still has the red pages. And there are here's volume 2, and volume 2 has, would you believe, purple pages, which is kind of cool because they match there. Now, they stopped doing it. Here's volume 3. And it has just regular ass pages, which is actually quite annoying if you ask me. I would like them to just fully commit. They didn't. So you could, if you would like, get ink and actually color in the pages yourself, kind of like the Death Note Black books. Or you could do this method that I'm about to show you. This is very fine grit. It's 400 grit sandpaper, and I use it on the lathe out in my shop. If you are brave enough, you could actually sand the markings or the yellow off the pages of the book. So I'm going to show you what that looks like right here. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that you hold the book together as closely as possible, and that you go with the pages, just like you would go with a grain if you were sanding a piece of wood. Now that doesn't look that bad, and now obviously you would do it to the entire side of the page, or the top of the book right here. I just wanted to do half so you can kind of see. It lightens it up considerably. Now, like I said, you could do this with the yellow pages of the books, you could do this with remainder marks, you could do this with stamp marks, with anything that you don't like on the pages. So for the most extreme example, again, Soul Eaters 2 and 3, which are crazy, let's hit up Soul Eater 3 with a sandpaper so we can see how it looks right afterward. Now, again, I only did half the book so that you could kind of see the difference, but just looking at that is crazy. And then we bring in Soul Eater 2 again, and it looks like it could be, I mean, it's definitely better than what it was, you guys. I think it's not too bad. I don't know what you guys think. I think it's pretty good. So that's marks on the tops, the pages of books. What happens to marks on just the books themselves? If you have a book, unfortunately I can't really do much with dents or scrapes, but this was a library copy and it's just got like crud on it. And for that, again, we're going to use our friend the magic eraser and the bowl of water. Kind of like we did the last episode. You just want to get it slightly wet, not dripping. I would dip it in and then wring it out as best you can, and just take the magic eraser and pass it back over the book itself. Now, like I said in the first episode, you want to make sure that you scope out the book for any other potential damages, because if the finish of the book isn't totally secure, if there's holes in the spine or anything like that, you could end up doing more damage just because of water damage. But the gloss of the covers generally hold up to a little bit of wetness. So we're just gonna hit it with the magic eraser just like how we did, and then dry it off with the towel. And we've got ourselves a nice white back cover again, kind of like new, except for all the library stickers. So there's that. I hope this video helps you guys repair some of the manga that you have trouble with, different marks and yellow pages, stuff like that. If you have any ideas of how to remove marks or cover yellow pages, things like that, make sure that you also leave them in the comments below. Hopefully we can get another good discussion going on this one video as well. Also, as stated before, make sure that if you do use liquid, I forgot to mention this, but if you use liquid to clean your books, make sure that you leave them completely out to dry before plopping them back in the shelf, because it could be a horrible mess for you. I think that's about it. So thanks again for watching. Hope you guys had fun, and I will catch you on the next episode. Peace.